Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here, to do a little bit of a different manga review, because this is, as you can probably already tell, a digital manga review. I bought the Kodansha Humble Bundle in October, which was a bunch of horror manga, and I got so many different series that some of which do have physical releases, but some of them don't. And one of those being Until Your Bones Rot by Yae Utsumi. It is a 7-volume series, as I mentioned, only digitally released by Kodansha. I really enjoyed this, captivating from start to finish. I really like horror manga. I'm okay with gore and blood and guts, and this one is a very graphic series about a group of, I think there's 5. It's been a little while since I read this one, but I believe it's 5 teenagers. I think they're in middle school, 3rd years or something, and they made a pact a few years ago when they were in elementary school. They killed somebody. And so they buried the body and made this pact that every year on the date of the murder, they would come back, dig up the bones, and do another blood pact with the 5 of them. Basically, their little spell so that they don't tell anybody what they did, and basically, make this pact that causes all of them to remember that they're all in this together, and that if anybody says anything, they're all going down for it. So basically, series starts with the ritual, as always, every year they come back, and then for some reason a few days later, they feel like they need to move the body because there's supposedly some construction that's going to be happening in the area that they buried this body, and they don't want anybody to find it. So they go back to dig it up, and the body is gone. And in its place is a cell phone. And then it starts the series of events of these 5 youth being instructed by this strange man on the other end of this cell phone to do some pretty horrendous things. It's pretty gruesome. What I liked about this is it's a bit more of an introduction to a really gory manga, because you don't actually, in all the parts where some really horrible things are happening, it's not like zooming in on the guts and stuff. It's describing them, and you see, the blood that's on the kids. But you don't actually watch, them ripping out body parts in the way that, like, some other manga that I've read is extremely graphic, and that you see all of the intestines and you see all of every bit of the human body, and it can get very disturbing. This one, while disturbing, didn't do close-ups of body parts and stuff. It kept it pretty, and it also didn't do the blurred censoring, which I liked. It just kind of didn't do close-ups of any of the bodies really at all. You could just tell from what was going on in the scene exactly what was happening. So it made it a little bit less vomit-inducing if you're really sensitive to gore, but even still, this is a pretty graphic series. And so basically, it's a mystery unraveling about who is the person on the other end of this cell phone, how can they get the body back, because they're obviously being blackmailed, that that the police will find out they murdered this person years ago if they don't follow the instructions. And so it's a slow unraveling of their whole kind of existence and secret, and they're trying to figure out what's going on and who knows something and how do they know about the murder and all of these things. The art's really good. I'll just flip through to some of the art in the first few pages. I just really liked the mystery of this. This is our kind of main character here. And obviously, as the story progresses, you learn more and more about these characters individually and how they got involved in this and what happened, because you don't really know why. All you know right from the get-go is that they murdered someone years ago when they were kids, and you kind of figure out as things progress in the story who the person they murdered was, why they did that, and everything that's led up to this moment where they're now being blackmailed, and why they feel like they need to go so far to keep this secret. And so, yeah, I mean, the art is pretty good. And like I said, it was a really enjoyable read, honestly. I like horror manga, so it's always fun for me to dive into a new series. And with the Humble Bundle, I mean, I would have never read this otherwise. So if this got a physical release one day, I don't think that's going to happen, but if by some miracle it did, I would probably buy it. At 7 volumes, it's not that big of an investment, and I really did enjoy it. And even though I now know the whole, twist and what actually happened and the whole mystery behind it, I think it would still be enjoyable to go back and reread the whole lead up to it. Yeah, if you've read Until Your Bones Rot, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And if you have any other horror series that you recommend, especially digital ones, because I'm only now just diving into digital manga, if there's any that you recommend that I keep my eye out for, then I'd love to hear that as well. Thanks for watching.